was taken during 1952-53 at Cross Farm. That is Arthur Farr working in the garden. This is Albert Watts turning the straw for it to be baled. There's the baler. Now this is lifting potatoes, Ted Hancock. George North, a previous carter on the farm. He was retired, he's doing some work around the farm. This is Arthur Elwood, another old worker. This is one of the most beautiful trees around this part of the world, the elm tree, which sadly they've all gone now. That is Reg Grey, and that is Bill Fish loading up this cart with sheaves of straw. There they are. Now this is one of the first combines we had. It was Mr. Bartrop, the contractor. Now this is a machine lifting cereals, and Dawn worked in the house at Cross Farm. That is yours truly at 21 years old. Terrible machine that. This is Mrs. Boyd, who used to come and work at Cross Farm. This is a view from the silage tower of the farm buildings. And there's another view of the farm looking down from Lidling. That's one of the old Fords and Majors with Ben Green driving it, and Harry Davis sitting there keeping the corn going and making it into sheaves. This is the Dorset Down flock. Now, two Clydesdales that were left from all the horses we used to have. We used them for shows and ploughing exhibitions. At one time we used to keep beef shorthorn cattle, a small herd of them, and these are some of the cattle at Lidling, looking again down towards Cross Farm. This is Flo, who's driving a David Brown, picking up these sheaves of corn. Dorothy is there, and this is Joe Lemon. Now, some of the Aberdeen Angus. That building is no longer there, but you can see the silage towers, just see a small part of them. Here's our Southdown flock, which we were very proud of. So it was a very good flock, and with the shepherd Bert Belcher and his lovely dog. This is my father looking at the sheaves, or that's been chopped up, to see if they were dry enough to take them in. One of the calves from this is Bert Gray and Ernie Box, our herdsman, just taking cattle ready for showing. This was at a show at Petworth, and you'll see there's Bert Belcher, one of our animals. We've got about 4 animals there. There's Ernie Box, sorry. This is a Connor who looked after the pigs at Lidling at that time. Had a small herd of pigs. Here's some more Angus at Cross Farm with myself. We used to have quite a lot of walks. Now this is interesting. This is Will Taylor finishing off a rick that he just thatched. He did all our thatching. And I think this is Frank Pekorski, who married George North's daughter, Spurt Pritchard, who did the maintenance on the farm. And this is Percy Boyd, who daily took loads of potatoes and cabbages and carrots to Aldershot, to the Naffy at Aldershot. We used to supply them. That is Alan Boyd. Now this is days we used to have off when we went to a ploughing match. These are our Clydesdales with the champion ploughman, Harry Davis. Harry Davis worked for my family for 70 years. My grandfather, my father, myself. Now this is Reg Gray, driving the old Fergie, collector's piece now. Ted Hancock on a David Brown, and here the pair of Clydesdales again. We kept them to the middle 50s, that Cross Farm. We won a lot of prizes, but it was a lovely sight. But nowadays we do see them again, these at the ploughing matches. There's some of my Southdown lambs, which won first prize. So, it was a lovely show, and they used to show your vegetables you grew on the farm and things like that. Here's some, and each farm we put this line of vegetables, and they earned prizes. Now this is at a ploughing match on our farm. That is the Duke of Sutherland shaking hands with Arthur Elwood and George North, who won the long service certificates. Albert Watts, Ted Hancock, and this is Harry Davis. There's my father in the middle. These are animals that we get ready for the show. Annie Box, our herdsman, before they went. We had shows and sales at Cross Farm during the years. All these buildings now have been converted into houses, which is sad in some ways, but when in those days we had over 20 people on the farm. Working on the farm now, there's about 3. It was lambing time. The old days of folding these sheep onto arable land, onto turnips and swedes, has gone. Because they mostly eat grass now, but this is the way we used to do it, and it was put a lot of goodness into the land. We used to tread the land and fertilise it at the same time. These are some of the Southdowns flock. You can see the roots that they've eaten, some of the roots. And they used to come in every night because of the danger of foxes. They used to be penned up and fed. There we are, bedding down for the night. They have the cabbages that the Naffy don't have. And there you can see the way they were folded across the land, which I don't think you'd see nowadays. A lot of work, a lot of manual labour. One of the young farmers' days out on the farm. My father, my mother. We used to have quite a lot of farm walks, and we used to take them around on tractors and trailers. This would be for some older farmers. And the old lorry there in the background I see. I don't think we're allowed to do things like that now. And this is our relaxation, a little bit of cricket match. There's my father sitting next to myself. I could mention all those people, but there wasn't time really. And there I just had made my century and came out. Now this is combining at Puttenham, and I was driving the combine because my man was ill. We were combining wheat, and Joe Lemon was behind there sacking up the corn. These were the days when we bagged it up and then we had to pick the bags up later on before it rained. A lot of work. Nowadays, of course, they combine straight into a trailer. That is one of the secretaries. This is a family. There was a wedding from Ernie Box's daughter was getting married, and so all the village turned out. And there are the bridesmaids, and these were people that were living in the farm cottages, and there she is, and Ernie Box behind, looking very smart. I was coming, these are two of the boys on the farm. Again, the fireworks, fire. Not a very good spectacle for the film, but just shows how we relaxed occasionally. November the 5th. They never really come out very well on videos, I don't think. And this is at Lidlingpond, the two swans. They did, one did nest there. Beagle Day at Cross Farm. This was an annual event. We invited the beagles and they went all over the farm. We had to stop it eventually because of the anti-beagle people. It was sad really because we never had any hares, not since the very early days. This is a herd of some of the Aberdeen Angus, and that's a white shorthorn bull. My father used to like putting the white shorthorn bull with crossbred cattle to produce a blue-grey animal for breeding. And this is an Aberdeen Angus show and sale at Cross Farm. There we are, done. They were our bred animals out of Hereford. And there we are, showing off the cattle, hoping someone might buy it, I think. Not a very good picture, but this was another farm walk. This was an Aberdeen Angus event actually. They came just to see the cattle. And there's a nice shot of the sheep. Those are the South Downs, and they're mixed actually. There's cars that came for the Aberdeen Angus Day here, and again looking straight up over towards Lidling. That's just the finish of the day. And that is sad, and nowadays Cross Farm is still run as a farm, but it's purely Aberdeen Angus cattle.